Mahatma Gandhi said that peace is its own reward. When we think of disturbed conditions, we realize the importance of peace and how only peace can let us realize our destiny. Another quote I'm reminded of today is by a pacifist called A.J. Must, who's reminded us that there is no way to peace. Peace is the way.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start getting there.
Now, what is this Garland of Peace? It is a vision of undisturbed peace in the world. Is it too much to ask? Is it too much to hope? But hope and ask we must, for we have all inherited the world in our time and have a duty to leave it better than transmit it to us. Garland of Peace hopes to become an instrument of peace education for the new generation, an expression of peace tourism, and a framework for ensuring peace. All it calls for is to recognize and declare the very same war ruins that are reminders of bad times to us as peace heritage sites. It is a win-win situation for the world. What will happen is that the memory of war, which is a depressing, bad, and undesirable memory, will undergo a change. Now it will not be war as perceived against one nation, but against all humanity. It will be a paradigm shift in how we see and understand conflicts. The very same sites shall become symbols, clamoring, speaking out, and standing up for peace. Just imagine the children of every country visiting these sites and viewing them in a new light and learning what peace means. This is peace education. Consider children, youth, elders going out on peace tours. And yes, peace tourism, that is a new brand of tourism that I am voicing today, which becomes not only a revenue and service generating opportunity, but also a goodwill earning opportunity for countries to those adopted. It is time to change our address as people living not in India, America, Sri Lanka, Italy, France or UK, but in one world. A world that is peaceful, a world that is equal, both in opportunity and possessions. A world that cares for each person living, a world that believes in its own future. So the Garland of Peace takes the world one step closer to the dream of peace. And dream we must, for only when we dream, we dare. Thank you.
Wonderful initiative which Sandeep has put together. Many of us who are largely peace-oriented and do think about peace all the time and want peace, aspire to peace. But it takes a great deal of courage and imagination to put an initiative like this in place, howsoever small a step it may be. But a collection of such small steps can always bring you to the point where the last step becomes the giant leap. If the message that Sandeep has enunciated here this evening can go out through various symbolisms and makes its contribution towards establishing peace and justice across mankind, it would have been a wonderful step, and it will be a wonderful step.
I'm very happy to be part of this historic occasion. I have a feeling that we'll all remember this warm, bright, sunny evening and remember it for the fact that it started a trend and that trend actually caught on. So I would just like to think ahead and perhaps look forward to this idea catching on, and I have a feeling that it will catch on if we set it to music. I feel that this idea requires a musical communication, and I hope that there will be people who will actually pen songs about it and then translate them or make them as popular as the song that we heard from the choir, and it was deeply moving.
So what is the message that we have to give today? The message from me is that I feel, if you don't want to be going into pieces, you will have to don peace. This is the message I think we should carry on this occasion. Otherwise the world will go into pieces. And you want to know what is the consequence. Sandeep has given a brilliant idea that if you want to fight a war, before launching a war, go and see the war sites. Today, you go to Japan, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, that will remind us of what will be the next war. You want to avoid a next war, you want to avoid Hiroshima, Nagasaki, you visit Hiroshima, Nagasaki. So I congratulate Sandeep for this brilliant idea. It is a thought process. This program is not an end in itself. This is the beginning of a thought process. Let us carry it forward. He has chosen children to be here. That means the children have to discuss about the war and peace. How are we going to live in this world without further destruction? And they sang the song of peace. We are the children. We need this world. And Sandeep has already said that when we leave this world, we have to say that I have added on something to what is existing, and not to take away something that exists. That should be the mission in our life. And again, I repeat, to save the world from pieces, you have to don peace.
This new concept of Garland of Peace is really very attractive, because we are used to the concept of forgive and forget. Whereas this peace, Garland of Peace, is taking another aspect of the reality, and that could be forgive, but don't forget. Don't forget, so that such tragedies may not be repeated. And I think it is a very great imagination, and it is indeed a dream, a new dream.